Hola. In a time where everything seems so bought and sold, there's a vibration of people rooted in desperation. They're stealing of energy out of fear of not knowing how to obtain something based upon their own sovereignty. It is a deep-rooted selling of one's soul, anchored in levels of sexuality and money, right? Both are rooted in the same thing. I think they have said, and I've heard this, that isn't that interesting? They've said it that the original business for women, it must be for women, right? The first money making for women was to sell their sex, right? Because I guess they really didn't have any other worth, or that was their highest value, right? Or so deemed their highest value was that of their sexuality and to share their essence. And how better to share their essence if they're not your cook, your nurse, or some sort of endangered servant, right? Then one is being sold for their sexuality. And I am saying all this because I have been going through a process. Now, throughout my whole entire life, I have gone through years of abstinence, knowing that I have chosen to be without or seeking partnership because I chose to understand how I was showing up and healing myself from past partnerships. And I would go long times without sharing, and I needed to reground as I just felt that process of like, wow, like layers, you know? It, almost like extremes, you know, of two completely different worlds and experiences in order to determine what identified or served me, or I guess that's always the answer, yet how one shows up in life. Because every decision we make is, you know, based off of level of safety. However, every decision we make, believe it or not, is for our own benefit. We get something from it, or we wouldn't choose it. And so you might say, why am I choosing my pain? Why am I choosing my whatever? You know, why am I choosing negative things? Well, on some level, it serves you. Dig deeper to the root of who you are. How are you showing up, and what vibration are you putting out to the world that would cause you to keep seeking things of pain because you're getting some sort of adrenaline fix off of it, or rush, or because you're in it, others are coming to save you, or something. There's something wrapped around a gain or a benefit based off of that. And so no different than what I'm speaking of right now, of what we are doing of there's a selling of our essence. And no longer is it female, it's male and female. However, when a female, that of the feminine energy, when it is sold at that level, from a place of shame, that is the issue. When it is done for other reasonings, you know, survival, love, even enjoyment. You know, there are women out there that sell their bodies and they enjoy it, and that's okay. That's okay. They are welcome to it. They enjoy the moment of it. They enjoy the creation of it. They enjoy that, and there is no shame brought to the table. all is well. It is when we do it from a place of shame, and I believe what I'm witnessing the most is how unconscious it is. It is just so unconscious that beings are just freely allowing others to plug into their energy fields based off of a societal perception of how things are meant to be done. I am so blessed right now. I am witnessing an event, a woman, and they are all celebrating each other, and it is seriously all women. And there had to have been at least 25, if not 30, adult women with children celebrating being women. The only masculines that were there were that of children. And they gathered and they celebrated and they had balloons and they danced to their culture, right? The majority of them wore white, right? White dresses of some sort. It was beautiful. And what I witnessed is they would get up and dance together and celebrate together when they were only of the music that was of their culture. Yet when it was the music of this culture of overselling your sexuality and everything else, they didn't. Some of the children may have been dancing, but they themselves were not selling of themselves. However, it was very interesting as they gathered. All of these women, wow, it's just making sense to me. So when all these women come together and hold each other accountable, how do they want to be perceived amongst these other women? And is it authentic? Well, even if it's not authentic in the moment, it's healing medicine, right? So the medicine will get through. I know that there was a song my mother used to have played at our every event, and as I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. And it was such an empowering song that it, even for those that may have had weaker tribe that they came from, you know, weaker genes, weaker tribe, whatever you want to call it, it's just vibration. It's not, I think that's the problem, is people think it's a judgment. It's not a judgment, it's just vibration. It's an awareness of the vibration to which people are bringing to the table. So these beings are being gifted the opportunity to be rooted in a vibration that they may not have been introduced to, and they may or may not drink it in. They may not be. It may not be enough of a vibration to cure them of their weak grid lines in their beings. However, it is. It is possible that as they gather like this and they feed each other and show each other that even, you know, okay, when we part ways, bring this energy where you go and find comfort in this level of celebration, and the gift of it all is really what I'm witnessing. So you can see, you know, when some of the women would drift off from each other, the vibration of, you know, beautiful mother feminine, or martyr feminine mother, or over-sexualized. I mean, each one had their own vibration they brought to the table, but together they chose the highest. Together they chose the highest vibration. It was beautiful. I will say that at one point in time they gathered and they spoke and they said that, and I'm at a distance, and it was very, out of nowhere I heard one girl say, money is everything. Interesting. As each one of these women got together in a tribal format, their root together awoken a spell that had been cast upon them. A carbonated spell, that is all. Carbonated spell. And now as I step into this place of, when I step into the place of celibacy, I'm consistently being tested and aware of how much we sell ourselves sexually, how we have been programmed and we do old patternings And part of that old patterning is an aware, like you're enjoying your own personal vibration. When you throw your energies, your sexual energies out randomly at people to see if you get a response, you're giving them the invite to be able to plug into you, or so they perceive that to be. But we have been blind to believe that that wasn't happening. We have been doing this in third dimensional realities unconsciously, however, getting feed off of it energetically, and it's creating chaos within our system. And so truly I am witnessing, interesting, so much. We have only plugged so deeply into it, into love. Too many people decided to get plugged in and to a level of carbon that has been fooling them into believing they're in a place of authentic love, and that authentic love can be bought and sold. Authentic love cannot be bought and sold. Yeah. Authentic love cannot be bought and sold. However, fear can trigger that feeling within us. There's a level of fear that is healthy. There's a level of awareness that needs to be placed out there, you know, like feeling and sensing. However, knowing that you are doing it, I believe, is really the medicine. Being able to fully sense and feel who you are and why you're experiencing that experience. It's just vibration. If you don't like the feeling inside of you, or the sound you're hearing inside of you, or the vibration inside of you, then it is something inside of you. It is something inside of you. Wow. Realizing that I myself have been feeling this place of fear inside of me of, I have been in fear for so long around that, around all of this, around being over-sexualized, sharing too much sexual energy, not wanting to have triggered another person sexually. That's a big one for me. Not wanting to have triggered another person sexually. However, being able to stand in my own personal sexuality without having triggered them. I don't know if I have mastered that yet. I am working on that. Being within my own being, my own personal container, and allowing myself to be in my personal vibration of creation and in sexual energy, all of it, without the fear of triggering another human being, and being able to hold my container. Wow. Well, this is going to be a journey. Oh. Seeing it. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm also seeing a lot of beauty everywhere. But I am absolutely seeing this selling of energy. And it's not just from you yourself. It's been happening unconsciously through families for centuries. So, okay, I'm just having this image and flash of, okay, how long has that family been selling their children sexually into the system? So if each and every one of us are made of light, and we, from the core of our being, the marrow of your bones, is the essence of the creator, and every time we give of ourselves and from a place of shame or guilt or a dense vibration, that's why we talk about eating healthy, because those vibrations of shame and guilt can get caught up in the poisons that we put into our systems, which makes us denser faster. It makes us numb to knowing that we're selling of ourselves, and it makes us denser faster. So how does one clear themselves? How does one become more conscious? Okay, now I see where I was going with it. So for generations, how long have we been doing this for? How long have we been selling of the children? I mean, a long time. And so incarnation after incarnation after incarnation, eventually this coded imprint, bought and sold into society, has been awakened or has been pulsed in, and it has given a false sense of grounding or reality. It is a density that is within you. It's not around you. You're choosing to plug yourself into that density because it keeps you more comfortable within society, because that's what they deem is appropriate, right? That if I'm doing it, you're doing it, and everyone's doing it. And mothers have been selling their children, and children have been getting bought and sold energetically through their families for centuries, beyond. And so I'm witnessing it, and I'm seeing the shame and guilt rooted in it, and that if you don't do it, then that you will be penalized on some level based off of their perception of need and desire and greed. And so they will make you punished. They'll make you feel a place of punishment if you do not fall in suit. And so I am in a place of no longer choosing punishment, because I choose to love me, and I choose to find comfort in the vibration of my being without having to share it. However, we are so programmed to believe that that is what we're meant to do. It is so evident to me at this point in time. Whew. Well, I have to say I'm truly excited about this. Nervous, not gonna lie, you know what I mean? It's a connection and a vibration that I've had fear around my whole life. And I've done things to sabotage who I am as a person in order to not deal with this one issue. I've either removed it completely, I've fallen in line, I've shut it down, I've done all things. I can't believe I'm gonna say it. I've avoided, even though I thought that those were the avenues and patterns in order to discover the truth of me and not play into what I was feeling. I thought that was meeting it, and it wasn't. It wasn't meeting it. It was realizing that it was funny. It's like I'm addicted to myself. I'm addicted to the vibration of me. I enjoy my personal vibration, and I do not need to share it with another human being. However, what I'm noticing is when you do throw it out there energetically, walking by someone and saying hello, or just the tiniest little sensation of it, of them being of interest to you, or you hoping they're of interest, or your old pattern, whatever it is, you throw a piece of you out there and you see if it's caught. And if it's caught, it bounces back at you, and it's like you've given them permission to plug into your energy source, and take from you. And so it's like being bought and sold within this grid. And what we don't realize is that there is unconsciously streaming levels of shame and guilt surrounding this aspect of ourselves, because we know to the core of our being we don't want to do it. We know to the core of our being that it doesn't make us feel good, that if we didn't have to play in that reality or think that that reality is one that needs to be played in, then we would stop doing it. I don't think there are too many women out there that, I mean, when you hear about it. I love when women are so confident in their sexuality that they share it from a place of beauty. You know what I mean? Like I've seen like teachings and lectures and workshops of women, you know, different YouTube stuff too, of like women talking about the beauty of their sexuality and enjoying. That's their career. They sell it. And I used to do body work for years. I did massage therapy for years, and I used to say to people, I really wish that they would make prostitution legal. I said, because it would make my job easier. I wouldn't have to deal with predators that would assume, maybe hope, any energy around it. And so it would frustrate me. It wasn't often, majority of them that I was conscious of or that were right, you know, direct in your face. There are plenty that I've now discovered that I did it. It was my fault that I felt like I was obligated, because there was money on the line, to go beyond energetically and overcare and overgive. And it wasn't even consciously from a sexual place. If I did give that energy out, I could feel how I didn't like it, and that would bring me anxiety. And so that's the stuff I've been dealing with, and realizing that anxiety that I have around being looked at that way, or sharing myself that way, even just energetically with people, has been something that I think that is too wrapped up in money, that we're bought and sold on some level. Because, again, I put it on myself, you know, I deeming the work that I did, the worthiness of the money I was making. I always felt like if they didn't leave there, I had a level to which I thought they needed to leave there with energetically. And if they didn't appear to achieve it, then I thought I needed to give more. And that was the problem. And so they got accustomed to me giving more, and I would deplete myself, and I would give more and more and more, and they would just leech off of it. And I didn't realize on some level I was selling myself. That is the prostitute. That is the oh my goodness, thank you. Carolyn Mays. And so the one of the 4 primary archetypes of every human being, the saboteur, the prostitute, the child, and the victim, every last one of us has those 4 primary, there are core roots, right? So the saboteur, the victim, the child, and the prostitute are all that foundational root. Whatever whatever your weakness is, your highest levels of weakness will be found in those 4 archetypes that every last one of us has. And those are the roots to your tree. Those are like how much can you still sustain and grow if those parts of you are damaged. So that's really what I'm talking about. So all of this rant, as I'm channeling through and just rambling, is about that. Our roots to the core of our being are the archetypes of the victim, right? I would also go with the martyr. The victim and the martyr. The martyr is even a higher level of roots. They have less roots. To have damage, most people have damage at the roots. When you go up the tree further and further, how can I say this? I don't know. Does it make them weaker or stronger? I don't know yet. I'll have to look at that again. I don't know. That's not important. I believe that those that... that might be it. Something about greed came up for that, of like where their energy source is blocked from. So if the weakest element of every human being comes from, well, everything is greed, every sin is greed, but weakness of the human being comes from greed, and that greed is rooted in something of victimhood, the child, the prostitute, the saboteur, and that saboteur will get you. That saboteur will get you. And I personally believe the saboteur works off of the other ones, right? I think that I believe the saboteur, ooh, let's look at that. The saboteur is the satanic energy, right? That it is how much poison are you willing to drink, right? How much poison are you willing to drink? How much do you trust your personal essence and roots? That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. So to realize that you believe in the essence and roots of who you are so much that you're willing to test them to the core is a big deal. The martyr isn't testing to the core. The martyr is in a place of manipulation. They're looking to corrupt. They are working with, it's not an inside job, usually. The martyr is not an inside job. That is an external projection of greed versus an internal sabotaging connection of greed. Sorry about that. I was just zoning in the communication. So I say that to you. To the core of our being, to the essence of our being. Interesting. Wow. That has been an interesting download. I'm going to leave it there, I think. That was my ramble. That was my channel. That was my rant. That was awesome. That was awesome. All right, let's see. So let's see if I can show you this while I'm sitting here. I don't know if it's going to let me flip it. No, it's not going to let me flip it. Okay, so enjoy your Mother's Day. That's today. Interesting. No matter when you see this video, know that that is what I've been diving into. Right? So everything's been rooted in the energy of the mother. That which is the original creation. Wow. Peace out, y'all. Mwah. Peace out, tribe. Thank you.